Book title Heavens Forsaken, The Agony of an Eternal Love. Written and copyright by A. Castor. Book 2, Scene 26, The Encounter with the Prophet. Prophet's Tent, Night. The tent of the Prophet Elymas Bar is grand and opulent, filled with rich tapestries and flickering candlelight. The air is heavy with the scent of incense and the soft murmurs of loyal followers. The Prophet, a figure of commanding presence, sits on an ornate throne. His dark eyes gleam with a mix of cunning and charisma. Around him, young women attend to his every need, one holding a goblet of wine, another kneeling by his side. Biel and Azazel enter the tent, their expressions a mix of curiosity and suspicion. They are greeted by the Prophet, who gestures for them to sit. Prophet Elymas Bar, welcome, newcomers. I have heard much about you. Please sit and share in my hospitality. Biel and Azazel take their seats, their eyes scanning the tent and its occupants. Prophet Elymas Bar, tell me, what do you think of our humble village and its ways? It is quite remarkable. The devotion of your people is truly something to behold. Internally, Baal feels a deep unease, but he keeps his thoughts to himself. Azazel, on the other hand, finds a twisted enjoyment in the village's dark practices. Yes, it is fascinating to see such unwavering faith. The prophet nods, a satisfied smile on his lips. He gestures to the young woman by his side, who steps forward and kneels before him. Faith is everything here. This young woman, for instance, is one of my most devoted followers. He caresses her cheek, his touch both possessive and tender. She looks up at him with adoration. Who owns your body, my dear? My body is for the prophet's service. The prophet nods, then looks at Baal and Azazel with a glint of pride in his eyes. Watch. He orders the young woman to demonstrate her loyalty. She obeys without hesitation, showing her devotion through a ceremonial act of reverence. This is the path to salvation, through me, the prophet, and my guidance. After the act, the prophet takes a goblet of water and hands it to the woman. Prophet Elymas, drink this, my dear, and you shall be blessed. The young woman looks at Baal and Azazel, her eyes filled with unwavering faith. Young woman, Prophet Elymas Bar is the true prophet of God. She drinks the water, her eyes fixed on the prophet. Moments later, she collapses, her body succumbing to the effects of a hidden poison. Biel feels a wave of sadness and anger, his shadow darkening behind him. You will pay for that. A dark aura forms around Biel, his shadow growing larger and more menacing. He speaks in Latin, his voice filled with hatred. In Latin, odium consumit, hate consume. The prophet starts laughing, his face twisting into a mocking grin. Biel, are you going to kill me with that? Biel is taken aback, his eyes narrowing. Light, how do you know my name? The prophet's face begins to change, revealing an older, more sinister visage with deep slices across his skin. A dark mark appears on his forehead, DCLXVI. You already know me, Baal. We have met before. Biel's mind races, trying to piece together the fragments of his past and the identity of this man. Who are you? The prophet leans closer, his eyes burning with malice. I am your old friend Baal, the one who has waited for your return. Biel's eyes widen with realization and horror. The figure before him is no ordinary man. He is a being of great power and darkness. You will not win, Elymas. The prophet's laughter fills the tent, echoing with a dark promise. We shall see, Biel. We shall see. The scene fades, leaving Biel and Azazel with a newfound understanding of the enemy they face and the dark path that lies ahead.